Hi, I'm Dorvillier. I'm a choreographer. Since I applied for Creative Capital, I've been offered a great opportunity to present my work in a special way in New York City. So I want to briefly tell you about that project before I talk about the main reason why I'm here. Last fall, Judy Hussey Taylor, the director of Dance Space Project in New York, asked me to consider a month-long platform focused on my work. Her invitation provoked an important reflection on some key issues in dance and performance for me, and Diary of an Image has been my response. Taking place from May 20th to June 15th, 2014 at St. Mark's Church, it will consist in a series of presentations that behave with retrospective or historic intentions, but turn out to be entirely new works. Two new personal projects are the spine of the platform, Diary of an Image, which is a solo, I'm talking really fast, and a catalog of steps, as well as a calendar chock full of lectures, performances, and screenings by invited guests, artists, and curators, and a book, also called Diary of an Image. So, in the new solo, called Diary of an Image, with an original live score by Zena Parkins, I'm referring directly and indirectly to the production of the image of a person, an artist, and a community, and to what images a body inadvertently represents and produces, standing before the viewer, both in motion and in stillness, isolated and in relationship to others and other things. A catalog of steps, the second project, which is in this platform, is a conceptual reframing of the choreographic content of videos of my work from 1990 to 2004, resulting in a list of choreographic fragments enumerated and categorized through an invented taxonomy, leaving out everything I could not call choreography. The chronologically enumerated fragments, of which there are over 300, last anywhere from 10 seconds to up to 4 minutes. The project is manifested through physical practice by a small group of dancers and organized into visits rather than theatrical performances. The visits are unique to the venues we occupy and organized with the taxonomy along category lines into different collections. All of the animals from 1990 to 2000. So, I'm aiming for visits in places that already house other types of collections, such as botanic gardens, museum libraries, galleries, natural history museums, archives. Due to the number of fragments that exist, I'm approaching this as a long-term project which can sustain itself and me over several years and through the development of other productions, such as the one I'm just about to talk to you about. Finally, Diary of an Image came up very unexpectedly, and I've had to organize very quickly and with very little lead time. We have some partners both in the US and in France, as well as support from the wonderful Doris Duke Foundation through that Incredible Artist Award. Aside from help with closing our budget gap, though, we need a New York venue for a catalog of steps during the platform next year, as well as new venues and residency partners in New York and the USA for future versions of visits of a catalog of steps. Interns who can help with logistics during the platform and through this year, and housing in New York City for our team coming in from out of town beginning this September and through periods through June 2014. So, let's go with the video, please. Next. Extra Shapes is a movement event for lunging figures, a musical concert for loudspeakers, and a light show. If you can imagine a slice of Neapolitan ice cream lengthwise on a plate, like the one you're about to see here, the chocolate stripe represents the sound, strawberry the light, and vanilla the dance. Rotate it once, the short end with the 3 stripes are coming at you. Rotate it again, and vanilla, the dance, is in the front. Then one last time, the short side comes around again. You're seeing it from above here, but really it would be more at an angle. That's what the piece looks like in my mind. At least this is where it started. So you can pause, please. Obviously, light is not really solid, and sound is not really something you can see. And even if we accept that the dancers are solid and visible forces, they still move and will eventually always leave. Extra Shapes will feature separate but simultaneous scores for dancers, loudspeakers, and lights. The piece occupies a rectangular space divided into 3 horizontal bands, just like the ice cream. And you see it rotate over the course of the piece. Go. Haunting the dance stripe from the beginning has been the form of a lunging silhouetted figure. This single shadowy form, repeated over and over within the limits of the dance stripe, is exhausted for the duration of the piece. The music stripe will consist of a multi-channel work by French composer Sébastien Roux. The stripe of light in the middle is a room where nothing happens, only colors that move, a space that stands between the dance and the music. For now, the meaty content of Extra Shapes is hiding in the practical and technical questions that arise from this innocent notion of a large-scale, high-tech rotation of an imaginary slice of Neapolitan ice cream. Questions that disturb some tacit understandings of at least dance spectatorship. How, why, and where does the viewer sit? Do they move? Does the stage? Pause, please. Do we turn the rig, black box, proscenium? Sound and darkness is okay, but how do you see the dance if there's no light focused in that area? Do we cheat? Do we use theater magic? What is produced when we watch the same thing from a different point of view? And this in a dance context, can we change the status quo of viewing dance by changing the context and structure of that spectatorship? Can this stark antipathy between disciplines actually produce some hope? You can go. I have a big curiosity about the function and identification of abstraction in art and in dance and in everyday life. One of my earliest references for the piece was this painting by Ellsworth Kelly. I was drawn specifically to the ways in which he abstracts form and color from their context and from the details of observed reality. Reminds me a bit of that ice cream. Whether or not it's possible to free the human form from its context, the human figure in contemporary culture, the body decontextualized or stripped of its materiality through the violence of war, shopping malls, religious hysteria, functions as an abstraction, flying about like a high-speed ghost, as commonplace as it is politically poised for change. Abstraction may enable a dangerous rejection of the actual, but I'm seeking it out here as an emancipatory means of engaging the world and its many different realities. So I'm jumping to our needs. Our first rehearsal residency with a full team and tech take place at MPAC in February 2014, with a premiere slated for spring of 15. Major partners include Mansey, Kai Theatre, Scène Nationale de Montbéliard. We need dance rehearsal residency time in summer of 2014, New York City venue for fall of 2015, interns in the studio, someone who can write about the project from a sound and visual arts perspective. Big need. Help me meet America with this work. I've been creating and presenting my work in New York City for New York City for over 20 years. Been all over Europe with my work, but America has not seen it. I would love to invite you to be my partners in this adventure of getting to know America through my work. Thanks.